Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be back for another episode. I can't believe it is the end of the year. This year has flown by and has been a wild one, from moving in with my boyfriend for the first time to leaving New York after 12 years of living there and moving back to the suburbs in California. Navigating that whole journey, going from long distance to seeing my boyfriend every day, just life changes. And I have learned a lot having a podcast, juggling a podcast with my 9 to 5 job. That has been a big part of my year and has led to a lot of my growth, which I am very grateful for. Some lessons I've learned balancing a side hustle with a full-time job this past year. It's been 10 months, so almost a year, but there's so much that, I've learned in just that 10 months. So of balancing a passion and with my 9 to 5 job, something that does take up considerable enough amount of my time, but it's so worth it because it gives me back so much more. So this year, getting to spend lots of time on the podcast, it's been amazing. So thank you all for listening. And I hope you had a Merry Christmas if you celebrate. I do, and I love it. And Happy Hanukkah. I know it's Hanukkah right now, or I think it is still, but Happy Hanukkah nonetheless. It's recent. And I hope you all have a wonderful new year. I will be back January. I am recording some episodes in advance so that I could take a 2-week break just to be present, live life, really slow down because my 9 to 5 is closed for the last week of December. So going to give myself a little downtime from the podcast. Keep listening. Great content is coming out. But here's to unlocking our passions in 2024 and taking baby steps towards living our best life and being our best selves. 10 lessons I've learned this year are, and there are so many lessons that I've learned, but I wanted to narrow it down to 10 because I do realize that unlocking your passion and even how to approach that can be daunting and just challenging in itself if you haven't been taking time to really tap into what you truly need as a person to be happy and feel fulfilled. So, number 1 is spend time on your passions. Self-care is not selfish because personally, I feel like sometimes when we're so busy and there's a lot going on in our lives, we don't have time for self-care. And if we take time for ourselves, it can feel selfish, but it's not selfish. And spending time on your own passions is doable and reasonable. And if you don't have one, find one. Open your mind to new perspectives. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Get out of your bubble that you're in. You might learn something about yourself if you push yourself out of your comfort zone and really think outside of the box to follow your interests. Make a plan and take action. So a plan plus action equals progress, which I'm not trying to be talk down anyone. It's just, it sounds so simple, but I think actually doing it sometimes can be challenging, and which is ironic because I'm a project manager by day, that I work in project management. So that's my jam. But then in my personal life, I've found that I used to, well, I definitely didn't manage my own time in my personal life that meticulously because I just was like, I need a break. I planned so many things during the day and personal life. I love watching TV and I still do it, but I just was like, I can't be bothered. And what I've learned this year in having to project manage my own podcast and manage it around everything else that's happened, like the move and just life, is in order to spend time on my passions, I need to make time to learn new things and follow through to keep making progress. So in order to make progress, you need a plan and then you need to put that plan in action. So I've learned that the hard way this year because I wasn't fully planning out more of my time and being more conscious of where I was putting my energy. And that is when, you can lead to burnout and just, I don't want to get to a point where I am burning out because I love doing this so much. So I need to just stop overthinking it and be authentic, which is remember that baby steps count as progress. Number 3, and stop caring what other people might think. For me, that can be with social, like, it can be intimidating. I do it for a living. It's in my brain, and I don't know if that's part of it, but I am realizing, and what I've realized through this journey so far is just staying true to your who you are authentically and your authentic voice. If you can manage to do that and not compare yourself to others, you're going to be fine. Stay true to who you are and remember that everyone has a voice and everyone deserves to be heard. And I think if you're trying to make a genuine, like, positive impact on the world, hopefully you are, like, leave the world in a better place, not in a worse place. But I think that is like a beautiful thing because we need more of that in the world and social media. There is a lot of people trolling people and putting negative energy out there. And I'm like, can we stop and not like perpetuate this? So that's not everywhere, but unfortunately, with social media, people have taken it upon themselves to hide behind profiles sometimes, and even just out in the world, there's a lot going on right now. So, not to tangent, but just baby steps are progress. Don't overthink it. Be true to who you are. Be brave and stay curious is the next one. Growing takes bravery, but growing can be fun. And just like really listen and let it soak in, because hearing this as an adult maybe sound like it's something you would tell a child, but what I've realized in this journey of balancing my side hustle with a full-time job is it can be easy to not follow your curiosities. So stay curious and like experience life. Trust your gut while you're doing it. Remember who you are and remember that you're strong and you've overcome so many hard things already and harder things. So, in the past, because you've tried new things and you've through that, like, experiences happen and you learn and you grow, and being brave and staying curious are 2 ways that you can do that. The next one is protect your energy. Give your energy to things that fill your cup up and give you energy back is where I am right now. I think that I only have so much energy to give, and I've spent years giving my energy to things that like don't also fulfill me, and then I'm not really being true to myself. So trying to be mindful of how you spend your time and energy is going to help you if you are navigating or even considering navigating, like, how do I find a passion and balance that with whatever else you have going on in your life. So try to be mindful. You only have so much of it. Think of it like a gas tank. You wake up with so much energy and naturally you only have so much of it. So try to use it wisely. Keep learning is the next one. So embrace knowledge. There's so much free knowledge out there on social media like TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest. Just you can find YouTube, lots of free knowledge out there. So sometimes you have to pay for it, and that's valid because people do need to make a living and there are people that are providing a service. So if they're providing a service that benefits you, like, you pay for other things like shoes and shirts. So just, keep that in mind. But that can help you find your passion. There's so many entrepreneurs out there. Like, I've taken courses this year. I took 3 courses and all of them ranged. I paid for maybe 4 courses. One of them was free. One of them was like $50. Another one was like under 300. And then my last one was a lot more. It was actually 2,000, but it was a course that was 9 weeks long and I learned so much. It's still teaching me a lot and I have lifetime access to it. So just make sure you're like looking into the things that you're getting, and like even lifetime access. Like, I have lifetime access to this course so it was expensive, but there are payment plans. So the knowledge is invaluable. So, and I could have done this a year from now, but the course that I took, Digital Course Academy with Amy Porterfield, she only does it once a year. So it was kind of like this serendipitous moment that happened because I had just taken another one of her courses, and then it was a entry into this one, and I learned so much, and I am so excited for 2024 and what's to come. And I didn't just I leaned in and I am thinking like with a positive forward mindset. Your mindset matters. Try to practice gratitude with yourself and others, and yeah, how we treat ourselves and others matters. And what you believe, like, you can attract the thoughts and the energy that you spend towards things that you like really want. Like, give your energy to those things. Try not to focus on what you don't have yet or what you feel like you're lacking, because in that mindset you're going to more easily go negative, and you're not thinking like positively, like how to move forward. You're just fixating on like what your current state is, or maybe even what your past was. Try to practice positive forward thinking. Highly recommend it. And number 8 is give yourself grace. So baby steps are okay. Change can be hard, like that's okay, but it can be a blessing. And when you're dealing with a lot in your life, I feel like everyone nowadays you're juggling. We're all juggling lots of things. We're trying to juggle a 9 to 5. We're trying to juggle a significant other, kids, family, friends, just trying to have a well-rounded life. So give yourself grace. As long as you're taking baby steps, that's all that matters, and you're going to get there. One of my favorites, and something I learned from another entrepreneur from a course that I took from Amy Porterfield, so thank you, is let it be easy. Don't force it. Literally let it be easy. If it doesn't work, try something new. You can always go back to the hobby that you really want to pursue, but just let it be easy. Easier said than done, but really putting it to practice can unlock lots of things for you, and new opportunities. So, and be present. That is the one that I feel at times can be hardest to practice and the easiest to let go in a way, and not negatively, but I personally am so ambitious and I have all these dreams and goals, and I'm like, I just want so much out of life that it's important to enjoy the journey, like embrace each day, enjoy each day, take it as a blessing, because the journey should be lived. In my ideal world, the journey would be lived, and enjoyed, because it's like, what good is it if the journey is like terrible? Happy New Year, and I will talk to you soon. I love you all. I'll see you at episode 50.
Music and editing done by Marco. You can find him at midnight, MIDNITE_mind80 on Instagram for more of his work.